Hello, sport fans. Mauricio here. Well, just to show again, we got the task of turning this pile of filth called an Excel database. That's what they called it. We need to turn this into a real database, and that's step one. Put in, create the data model. Step two, primary and foreign keys. Step three, move the data into the database. So now the data is in the cloud. And then maybe write some web page to handle all the processes. Well, we'd have to write stored procedures to handle all the processes, inserting, updating, deleting, and selecting. So it's a lot of work, but the most important part was figuring out what's the data model we wanted. And I just remembered shipping is not here, so I forgot about that. So please go ahead and add that. Right now it's still, I don't know what table it's going to be in, but I haven't thought about that yet. But all right, so we have customer segments, and geography, and the one we just did was subcategory. So maybe we didn't do that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, maybe I just didn't refresh. Refresh. Yeah, so the subcategory is there. I'll just hit the button. Yeah, so that's good. Didn't put any metrics in there. Um, can't, up to you. I put them in there before to make that group by query make sense. Because how the heck did a group by query filter, down to 3 rows? Sometimes SQL kind of breaks your brain, and it's a little bit of magic, but you kind of get used to it, or you get used to the having it break your brain, or just be like amazing or confusing or whatever you want to call it. All right, categories. All right, so let's just see what I made. Don't know why I have this as subquery. Oh, because I'm selecting the distinct category. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so why did you use a subquery? Well, we need to, and normally I write it like that, and I guess you don't need that. That's blowing my mind. That's okay. So there's a lot of categories in the Best Buy table, so we have to select distinct to get just that list. So select distinct, if you haven't noticed, is very powerful. So we would have 10,000 rows of this, but we cut it. So first we extract out just one instance of each of those category values. And this select distinct is a very useful piece of code to see what are the different values for a column. I've heard that called cardinality. I've heard cardinality also used in data modeling, like one to many, and it's the one is the cardinality versus 0 to many. But I've also heard cardinality is how many values are there for a column. For example, a state column has a cardinality of 50 or 51, District of Columbia. But we got a subquery here, which runs first, which cuts the 10,000 rows down to 3 categories, and then we're going to select from that subset, which we called subquery 1, and when category equals office supplies, then 1. Furniture 2. And that's how, well, that was our plan, category 1, 2, 3. So this is adding our primary key column, category ID. That's pretty interesting. And to make sure I use the filtered list of categories, not the unfiltered 10,000 options, I made sure to use the category from the subquery. So let's go ahead and punch that into the database. Dun, 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 dun. So you'll have to believe me that worked. Let's just move forward. So now we're going to, so getting the price out of this is very unusual. So let's take a look at the prices. And there is no price column, Featherman. Well, what if we found one of the rows? There we go. Well, we can get the price because they only sold one of these things, so we know what the price is. But what if? And I suppose if you could take the total divided by, I guess that's the line total. You can't take the total divided by 6 to get the unit price, but you can see we don't have an easy way to get the price. So I'm just going to show you something that can be done, but of course you want to go talk to the manager and say, hey, give me a price list, come on. Or what I'll show you is what we're going to do is average the prices that they were sold at to try to get the price. So let's see what we do. So we start by pulling the data together, and I hope you're realizing by now data management is really like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And very rarely are things done in one step. So I encourage you to think about, just forget the idea of one beautiful, statement. Is step 1 subquery, step 2 another query, step 3. You got to break these things into little pieces. So here we go. We got the product ID name and each time it was sold. So these are line items. See, we're back to our 10,000 rows. But let's see this bookcase. So we sold about $120 each, and that looks like $105 each. But some of these products are sold at wildly different prices. So 1 for $137, 2 for $290. So that's like $145 each. And so they're sold at different prices each time. Well, that's the real world, Fairmans. But how are we going to deal with that? Which of those is the real price? Hey, let's get an average. Now, this next step is going to rely on the fact that we already made subcategory IDs for the subcategories in the subcategory table. We ran the inner part, and now we're adding this subcategory ID, and we're adding this case statement. We're trying to calculate the unit price. So we're just getting some columns from the table. The quantity is the number of units. The sales is the line total. And then we want to get the subcategory ID. But again, in the Bestbuy, we're querying the Bestbuy table. So do you see a subcategory? Do you see a subcategory ID in this table? No, there's a subcategory name, but this is also going to be a foreign key, so we need the ID. So go get the subcategory ID from the our new table, Bestbuy subcategory. Go get the subcategory ID from that table where the value in that table equals the value in our subcategory. So if it says furniture, or if it says chairs, then go get us. If it says chairs, then go get us subcategory 6. So we're pulling the value of subcategory ID from that new table we just made by passing in the word bookcases, copiers, etc. All right, so that's that column. Very nice. And then what are we going to do about the unit price? So again, inside a select statement, so this is a select statement. Inside a select statement, a case statement does what? Creates a new column. So this new column, when the quantity is 1, then just put the line item value in the, see if we can find one. Put the line item value in there. So when it's 1, just take the sales and put that in the unit price column, because we have a unit price column. When the quantity in the column is more than 1, then take the line total and divide it by that to get our unit price. That's the best we can do. Now, these I don't think are ordered, but if they were ordered, you would see the same product in there 4 or 5 times, sold on 4 or 5 invoices. So no condensing has been done. See, it's still 10,000 rows, but the problem is that our estimate of that unit price is going to vary by each order, because they've been sold more than once. So I wonder, let me try this. If we're not grouping it, then it shouldn't complain. Yeah, good. Let's see if we can find an interesting one. Well, I don't know. So sometimes this is sold for $48 each. Sometimes it's sold, for $14 each. That's business for you. Sometimes it's sold for $38 each. How about this? Looks like bookshelf. Sometimes it's sold for $100 each. Sometimes it's sold for more. So that's kind of strange. So we want to average those values. And again, that's the best we can do. So how are we going to average those values? Well, we have an average. So let's bring in the subcategory ID. I guess that doesn't hurt. Let's run it without it, see what happens. But we're going to average the unit price. So here's the unit price. It's, it's in there. It's in our subquery, so we can access it by subquery unit price, and then we can average that. And let's see what we get. So on average, that bookcase was $149. It was sold for more than that and less for that at different times. But now we know what the average price is. And would you check these numbers like 3 times with 3 different people? Yes. Just because you can get something done inside a computer doesn't mean it's right. That's the hidden secret of computers. That's the hidden danger. You think it's right because it's on the screen. All right, so we want the subcategory ID in there. No reason why it shouldn't be in there. And go ahead and run it. And that looks like a nice table. And then select into from, and we should get another table. And there's just, that's a lot of rows. There's just that's a lot of products. So there's just one more, and we'll see in the next video.